Hi, my name is MD Mashfiqur Rahman, and I will be starting off my group's presentation by talking about the business issues for S-Bank, followed by Wonchun Wu and Kieran Ratcliffe, who will elaborate on the modeling, and Dan Kamal will provide some recommendations. We have identified four distinct business issues. The first issue is the classification error. As can be seen on the bar chart, there are three classifications that is used by S-Bank: high activity, average activity, and low activity. However, the issue is that low activity customers tend to be bigger spenders. They purchase smaller quantities but spend higher than high activity customers. Therefore, there is a clear classification error. The second issue is the marketing target. As can be seen, 36% of the clients are considered to be low value, meaning non-profitable and non-credit worthy. Therefore, the marketing messages and marketing campaigns for S-Bank needs to be targeted towards converting these low value clients into higher value clients. Currently, there is an inverse relationship between customer value level and frequency present. The third issue is direct promotion. The figure above showcases that average sales from the past 3 years from direct promotions and non-promotions are relatively similar. However, the number of purchased products from the past 3 years is lower. S-Bank faces issues with staying relevant and encouraging purchase from high-value clients. They need to encourage purchases of the products in higher quantities. It is to note that S-Bank must not dilute their customer value in an attempt to increase number of products sold. It is also assumed that counts of purchased products are at a unit level for distinct products. The fourth issue is with market segmentation. The target demographic for S-Bank at this point in time are individuals aged 50 years and above. These people, however, are not likely to spend a lot of money on financial services. S-Bank's target must shift towards a lower-aged audience. Therefore, the business needs to identify clusters and methods of targeting these clusters of customers effectively. They need to develop market segments and gain better understanding of their overall segments. Thank you so much.
To conduct an effective marketing campaign, the available and applicable customer data needs to be assessed and understood. Utilizing SAS Data Explorer, all fields are investigated and the profile of the data explored for completeness and outliers. Outliers are known to affect analysis and model performance, and as such should be removed in the build phase of the model. Values far outside of the standard deviation for each of the demographic measures were removed, as shown in the figure on the right. These included instances such as the demographic customer age equal to -1, demographic median incomes below $10,000, and demographic median home values below $10,000. These outliers, when considered, do not appear reasonable and as such are excluded. Missing data associated with historic sales was identified but kept, as it is relevant to customer churn rate and attrition. In order to develop effective models, the variables used must uniquely determine outcomes and should not have duplicative effects on the model output. Predictive variables shown to have strong correlation, such as those with dark blue squares, were evaluated and only relevant and unique measures selected for model input. A value of 0.68 correlation was used to determine this. To reduce model variability and ensure actionable insights were derived, clustering was used to group demographic customer segments. These clusters are then used within the models in order to measure and predict outcomes. Cluster 1, 2, 3, and 4 enabled targeting of effective promotions and products. In the future, feedback from future sales data will enable the cluster to be amended and a further detailed segmentation of the customer base analyzed.
After exploring correlation, we develop a linear regression model, and some variables that have strong correlation are excluded. Also, some variables that are not significant are excluded. By looking at fit summary, we can see that most variables are significant now, which means p-value is less than 0.00001. By using a residual plot, some obvious outliers are excluded, so now there are no extreme outliers here. It will be better for the model. And we can use the frequency tool to show the residual plot. The shape is not a perfect standard deviation, but it is very close to a standard deviation, which means the linear regression model is quite a correct choice here. By using the assessment tool here, we can see the prediction line and the observed value line. Two lines are close to each other, which means our model has a good percentile on prediction. And this is our logistic regression model. We do the same for logistic regression, using the backward tool and setting a significant level at 0.01. We can see most variables here are significant. The demographic region median income log transformed and the demographic customer age log transformed variables are excluded. Looking at the residual plot and using deviance residual, there should be an outlier and the part is removed to make the model better. Now, observing the residual plot, there are no obvious outliers. Looking at the confusion matrix and false negatives, we should consider our target for analysis. Current false negative is the yellow area in the misclassification graph. False negative means customers who are interested in our products, but we misclassify them as a non-interest group. And our target is to make sure anyone who is possible to buy our product is engaged in the campaign. Therefore, we want to reduce this part. By using the ROC tool, we can see it suggests that data larger than 0.17 could be regarded as 1. So we adjust the prediction cutoff to 0.19, and we can see now there is a change in misclassification graph. The false negatives are less, which brings us to a good direction. In an assessment tool, we use the cumulative lift to see how logistic regression behaves. The yellow line is the best and the blue line is the model. Our model is almost 4 times better than the random model, and the best model is 5 times better than the random one. So the logistic model has a relatively good performance here. And decision tree is also a choice, and we tried it in SAS. However, when we compare it with logistic using ROC, we can see logistic model is slightly better than decision tree model. In this case, we choose linear, logistic, and clustering as our final models. All estimates and parameter expressions are in the appendices in our report.
For the recommendations of our group assignments, assessing the analysis of customer data and model outputs, the following recommendations are made to increase the value and the loyalty of customers while driving sales through the effective marketing campaigns. There are 4 parts. The first one is the personalized interactions. The bank should value every unique needs of the customers and make them more valued. This will stem from the targeted marketing of products relevant to a customer situation and demographic. For example, the no interest rate loans or high interest saving accounts for customers identified it as currently low value to increase wealth. Then the bank should provide multi-channel support such as the phone, email, live chat, messages, and reaching the customers through the platform they prefer, enabling regular connection conversation. Moreover, the tailored customer feedback to understand when targeted product advertising is not applicable. This will enable further campaigns to use additional predictor measure and improve models. The next one is the customer loyalty programs that continues to provide the products offerings to high-value customers. This will allow us bank to continue selling products to customers with large wealth, but also assist in retention of customers. Next recommendations.